Dibakar had been living in Lucknow since childhood and was going back to his village after many years, which was a small corner of the West Bengal and Bangladesh border. Earlier, he had gone to his village only as a child. But after the death of his parents, now only his grandmother was in his family, whom he had come to Gyan to take with him to Lucknow. He reached near the village, but the sun there was spoiled due to the rain. He saw that there was a signboard nearby. Joe was pointing to his gown from the way of the general. Dibakar took that route. But he didn't know that taking that path was going to be the biggest mistake of his life. The evening was falling, and that path in the forest was completely deserted. There was just no one else but him the whole way. As he went some distance, Dibakar began to feel a strange heaviness, and he felt like a 10-foot man was standing behind a jar looking at him. Dibakar thought that there must be an animal in the Javans, so he started walking a little faster, and then something came under his feet, causing him to stumble and fall down as soon as he looked around. So his roots stood up. What he was freaking out with. This thing is nothing but a human being. The rotten was a rock. Seeing this, Dibakar ran there loudly, and as soon as he left the area, he reached his home. Her grandmother was very happy to see her, and at the same time surprised. Happy because he had seen Dibakar after many years, and surprised because all of her clothes, they were soaked in mud. He told his grandmother that he had come from the forest and saw a severed head there. Hearing this, his grandmother's face turned completely white. He said that the forest road has been deserted in the village for many years because there is a scando carter, i.e., cut off the head. It is said that there used to be a tall braid wrestler boy in his village. One day he fell in love with a girl, and when he professed his love for the girl's family beat him and humiliated him a lot. From that day on, the boy went absolutely crazy. And he killed the girl one night in his madness. The girl's family saw her doing it and take that boy to the woods. His sarcopia. They left the boy's decomposed body in the same forest and say that since then the spirit of the reed still wanders in that forest, and he burns in the fire of his revenge. It is said that if he sees someone once, he also kills him and makes him a reed. Dibakar was shocked to hear this story, but he did not believe this story. He told his grandmother that what he saw in the forest was not a soul, just the rot of a dead man. After that, he ate dinner with his grandmother and went to sleep. As midnight fell, Dibakar felt as if someone was calling out to him in a low voice. He looked up and saw no one in his room. He thought maybe it was his grandmother, and when he went to her room, she was fast asleep. He saw this as the result of his whereabouts, and he went back to sleep. But as soon as he caught his eye, he heard the same sound again. Dibakar saw that he was in the same forest, and right behind him is a 10-foot tall man with his severed head in his hand. The same horrible rotting flesh cut, sir, which he saw on the way. That sir now started asking Dibakar for help and asked him if Dibakar could put his head back on his body. And as soon as he asked for help, Sir Prater laughed in a very earnest way. And all of a sudden, Dibakar's knees grew deep. But as soon as Dibakar's eyes swelled, that severed head was floating in the air right in front of him. And that cut said he was laughing in such a delightful way. He was exhausted by heat, but he couldn't get from his bed. He slept in fear. And that's when his grandmother came to his room and turned on the lights in the room. As soon as the lights were turned on, the severed head disappeared from the air. When the grandmother asked him what had happened, so Dibakar told his grandmother that he just had a bad dream. That night, Dibakar could not sleep. He heard many stories from the villagers about the reed. One of the stories was that he asks the people for help to connect his head. And if someone added his head, then he will destroy the whole village. And those who are unable to join his head, he kills them and makes them like himself. When Dibakar went to sleep in his room, he saw a strangely tall man standing outside a window. Dibakar panicked when he saw it. Suddenly, he began to suffocate. He saw that the head of the reed was right behind him, and he was strangling her with his hair. Before he could do anything, he felt a strong breeze blow through the room, and he suddenly fainted. After some time, when Dibakar woke up, his grandmother was in front of him. Dibakar started crying on seeing his grandmother, and he told his grandmother everything about the reed. His grandmother was very nervous. Both of them decided that they would leave that gown as soon as they were clean. His grandmother lay down with him in Dibakar's room. But in a few moments, when Nanny woke up, Dibakar was not on the bed. They searched for him all over the house, but he was nowhere to be found. The pressed grandmother was very nervous because they were afraid that he might crawl and take her. They asked the villagers for help, and they all started looking for him. As soon as they reached the forest, they heard a loud growl. Then he saw Dibakar standing with a big sword. Dibakar's eyes have turned white, and he's getting angry, like he went absolutely crazy. Dibakar's grandmother gave him a hug. But as soon as Nanny sounded, Dibakar cut off his head in front of everyone with his sword from Adam. Seeing this, all the villagers ran away from the excavation, and his grandmother fell on the ground and started crying. Years ago, someone had seen a death at the hands of a reed, and so after that incident, everyone left that village forever. It is said that in those forests in Bengal, not one but many reeds now wander around, which is also called Skonda Kota or Konda Kota.